they're going to receive is very minimal or limited. We turn them right back into the streets, knowing that they can't take care of themselves, but there's just no facility or no access for them to get the kind of help that they need. So we just kind of turn a blind eye and send them back out into the world.
Wow.
And any family, has people with mental health issues, and you can ask them individually, well, what are they doing for your Uncle Charlie or whatever? Basically, nothing. They just try to keep them from hurting themselves or other people. But in terms of being in programs, that the access is so limited, it's a major, major, major issue.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, Doc, we talked about mental health. We've talked about breast cancer. We've talked about young people. The one thing that you also hear a lot, particularly here in the West Coast or on the West Coast, you it's like with every infomercial, there's the new bacon and cheeseburger diet. There's the Ritz Cracker and Captain Crunch diet. There's just a diet for everything that you can possibly imagine. You flip to the next channel. Are your feet too big? Well, here's what you do. Try the new sardine diet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what type of diets are ideal for ladies who are trying to maintain, their weight at a certain level that they're comfortable with, and now to throw in that mix, now their products that they're advertising, vitamins and other types of food that help with your mental well-being, with your memory and Alzheimer's and all that type of stuff. What do you recommend for the optimal balanced approach to diet and exercise for ladies?
Well, first of all, the products that you mentioned are just money-making ventures. There's no pills that make you smart. There's no pills that make you remember. There are no pills that make you prettier or uglier. I mean,
Sure.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's no pill to make your hair grow. I tell you, I love my mother with all her heart.
Uh-huh.
And if I could get her to stop buying things that'll make her hair grow, it would be a major, major victory in our family. I mean, the women, the way they look is so important to them that they'll try anything. And I keep telling her, I said, Mom, when they invent a pill that makes your hair grow, I'm going to come to the door, and when you open it, I'm going to have an afro. And before
Right.
you can open it, I'm bald, by the way. I'm going to have an afro. And before you open your mouth, I'm going to shove it in your chest because I'm going to get it for you no matter what it costs.
That's right.
But would you please stop spending all your money on these hoaxes that are going to make your hair grow, are going to make your breasts bigger, are going to make your penis bigger, going to make all this stuff? There's nothing like that. And if there was, you would already know about it.
Sure.
So we spend billions of dollars on it. If they're sending me these pills, testosterone, they're going to make me perform better in the bedroom. And it's just a hoax, It's just something to get your money, because you can't talk to a man who doesn't want to perform better in the bedroom.
Sure.
I don't care who he is.
That's right.
And so these things are so appealing, theoretically, but that if there was something like everybody knows about Viagra.
That's right.
Because it works.
Sure.
But all this other, they got athletes running around telling people, I'm better now than I ever. Bull. It's just money-making schemes, and they know people will buy it. If you tell them it'll do something, and Michael Jordan says it or some other athlete says it, then they're going to make $1 million, billions of dollars on it.
So,
but there's no magic pills. In terms of diet, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You mean that ultraviolet cap that they're advertising at 3:00 in the morning doesn't work?
Mike, if it did, we both have one. So no, it's just money making schemes that people go for, because somebody said it worked, whatever.
Sure.
But there's no it doesn't work, man.
Wow.
There's no pill to make you lose weight. It make you, they can take your appetite away. You lose a few pounds. As soon as you stop taking the pills, you gain that and more.
Wow.
So, the old eat it, a good balanced diet with vegetables, meat, plenty of vegetables, plenty of water, and exercise. Daily exercise, only thing that consistently really works. There's nothing new, and when there is something new, we'll let you know about it. But until then,
sure.
diet and exercise.
Now, what is the ideal diet? Because again, now when you go into Arby's or you go into Fridays or whatever your restaurant of choice is, a lot of the menus have, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, 5,000 calories and 5 grams of protein and so forth and so on. And,
Sure.
you should have a 2,000 calorie diet on Tuesday and 4,000 calories on Friday night. What is the real deal with calorie counting and, how is beef really good for you? Are eggs, cholesterol, is it really off the chain? Can you kind of talk to some of those rumors, Dr. Albright?
Sure. And a more general statement, Mike, would be that there's no ideal diet because people all over the world consume different diets. Now, there are some societies where nobody's fat. I don't know if you've been to a lot of countries where you see, like you go to Brazil, you look at those people, they're not fat. Most everybody's in shape. Then you come to Compton, California, where I'm from,
sure.
And everyone walking down the street, almost is overweight. And it has to do with diet and what we eat. And it has to do with not cooking a balanced diet at home. And every meal you eat is at Arby's or McDonald's or Burger King or, you walk down the street and almost every business is selling something to eat. It's all processed. It's all bad for you. And so if you wanted to do something for your health, you'd be at the grocery store buying stuff and preparing it at home and not frying everything and not,
sure.
We know what we're doing because now they're even forced to put the calories on it. Right. And, the American diet, the diet societies and everything tell you should have about 2,500 calories a day and all that. We're probably eating 7,500 calories a day. So, and it's very difficult. There's no easy fix to this because, like you said, if you think about it, women are cooking less and less and less at home, and everybody's almost forced out into the street to buy that. Now, there are salads available, but do we get them? No. We, like you said, we getting a double cheeseburger with 3 bacons and, ham and all that stuff on it, which we know is not good for you, but that's what we're consuming. And if you walk around the street, walk in Kmart, you can look around and you can tell what people are eating, and it's not healthy. So it's a challenge that is beyond the scope of any conversation we could have here, but people are going to have to be a little more responsible and, work harder on controlling what they put in their bodies.
And certain things, Dr. Albright, I know they, even in the supermarkets now, they have these super flaxseed spreads and Smart Balance and all that stuff. Does that stuff really work in terms of helping those that are having challenges with high cholesterol and those types of things?
If you want me to be honest, the answer is no.
Wow.
Because I said, when there's a breakthrough that really works, it's gonna be in the medical community, and we're gonna be letting you know. But at this point, it's just another hoax. Just another hoax.
Man, so I better take that back. I just bought 2 of those. Man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but basically a good balanced diet and exercise is what you're doing.
Sure. And now, one of the other things that I've been reading is that there are certain brands of vitamins, because I know that a lot of doctors prescribe vitamin regimens and so forth. Certainly, I want to know what your thoughts are on a good vitamin regimen. And is there such thing as a bad vitamin? Like, you don't ever buy your vitamins from Walmart grocery store as opposed to going to the vitamin shop?
Another myth, marketing ploys to have you buy from one point or another. The For women, probably the best vitamin that they could take is a prenatal vitamin because it has everything you need that a woman needs. So I prescribe prenatal vitamins when a woman comes in with a vitamin issue or desires vitamin. I tell them that a prenatal vitamin is probably about the best vitamin they could take. And it really doesn't matter the brand because they're pretty much the same. Some of them have iron, some of them don't. But a good one with an iron supplement would be a good way to go. And all that fancy stuff about this one is going to make your hair grow, this will make your butt big, this will make your breast bigger. All that's just marketing to get you to buy it.
Wow. So the vitamins that they sell at Ace grocery store are just as good as the ones in the vitamin shop?
Absolutely. All you have to do is look at the label, and it's the same ingredients in all of them, or most all of them.
Well, see, I'm glad I asked that question. Well, let's transition into the whole issue around menopause. I know that's something that all ladies will experience in one form or another. And when does that normally begin? And what medications and so forth are available for ladies? I know I'm talking in general now because I know there are specific things that may go on. And then what can the husbands and the boyfriends and the families do to support mom or their wife or grandma as they are going through that phase of life?
Well, the most common thing, and it's really interesting for me, having been in the business so long, is that women don't realize what's happening to them. You know, they realize that, and the answer to your question is usually about 45 to 55 is the answer. However, some women go to, have early menopause that goes into their mid to late 30s, but usually it's about 45 to 55. And they'll come in every day and they say, I had a long period 1 month and then I didn't have a period. And now I've been on my period for a month. And, I hear those stories every single day. And I said, you're going through the change. And they say, what? I guess it may be the fact that, who wants to acknowledge the fact that they're moving into another era of their life that is not as desirable as being 25 again. But just the realization and the family is, they will realize that all of a sudden mom is acting so much different than she used to. She's always flying around angry and she's always cutting people's heads off and she's just a different person. It's just hormones. It's just she's going through that change, and the best thing they can do is get her to the doctor so that we can recognize and help them. Sometimes it's difficult to tell if it's menopause or if it's whatever it is. Women are usually, or in many cases, the head of the household, and they've got so much stress on them that it's difficult to tell sometimes. But even if it is stress, getting them into the doctor is probably the best answer to this question. And obviously, menopause presents in so many ways. We call it the great imitator because it can imitate so many different aspects of life. But the major thing is if he's 40, 40 plus, and acting strange, then the best thing to do is to get him in and let us evaluate him and make sure, because there is treatment and we can return her to normal, but she's got to come in and let us get her going.
Wow, that's great to know. And one of the last things, because you've covered so much great information, Dr. Albright, we're about to run out of time, but one thing I did want to have you to sort of highlight is one of the other challenges that you read about and you hear about on the talk shows and on the infomercials and that type of stuff is sexual activity after or up to a certain age.